Arg! Ahoy there, matey! Welcome aboard the world of boating.
Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas.
The radio show devoted exclusively to the boating lifestyle.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
Brought to you by worldofboating.com, your internet portal for the boating enthusiast.
I was just looking into buying a boat of my own.
Call World of Boating toll-free now at 1-8888-28-BOAT. That's 1-888-828-BOAT.
And welcome. This is the World of Boating. Greg, your first mate. Barry the boater rounding out the crew at the moment, at least. We have a skeleton crew. Captain Patrick, I don't know if he's putting out additional lines for our virtual vessel because, we're based in Florida. And we are on alert for, I don't know, what is this tropical storm number? What is it, Barry? What do we know?
No, it now has a name. It's Tropical Storm. I think it's Ian, I-A-N.
Okay.
I guess that's
I-N
how
or
you
Ian?
pronounce it.
Yeah.
I-A-N, I believe.
All right.
And right now it is still a tropical storm, but they're expecting it to become a hurricane by the time it gets to the western peninsula of Cuba. It may be a major hurricane, and the difference is that a major is Category 3 and over,
Yeah.
whereas a regular hurricane is less than that.
Mhm.
They're expecting it to stay that way as it gets over the warm waters of the Gulf, and I think a lot warmer than where you were diving a few weeks ago. So this'll add a
Probably
lot of-
so. Yeah.
Yeah.
I,
And-
as we spoke about last week, I'd been in Fiji, and it was very tropical. Actually, the weather in Fiji was very similar to what we experienced in Orlando. It was hot, humid, summer type stuff. And I went out there for 2 weeks. Same kind of air temperature, very humid in Fiji. It kind of felt very similar. And then I got back to Orlando after our 2-week adventure. And, I kind of smelled a little fall scent in the air, like a little nip, slight nip.
That's the pumpkin spice lattes that you're getting at 7-Eleven.
Well, I haven't bought those yet, but I have got a pumpkin beer. But I
There
did.
you
I
go.
noticed a little coolness in the air that I didn't have in Fiji. And I'm like, I came back to our Florida fall, which basically for everyone else in the country is like, wait a minute, it's like 80 degrees or higher in Orlando. Exactly. But that's
Well, I
down
mean,
from like
yeah.
95,
Right,
in
yeah.
August, maybe.
Florida
So,
falls in the 80s and
Right.
70s, and then everywhere else it's cold.
yeah. So it's actually a very nice time of year to be in Florida because, we kind of cool off a little bit. The winds have a tendency to pick up a little bit more as we enter into October. And obviously the temperatures are really nice. So we get a little bit of fall, especially, it's all relative, right? But then, of course, we also have to deal with these things called hurricanes. And lo and behold, no sooner than I smelled that little scent of fall in the air, picked up my first pumpkin beer, then the news starts going crazy. Like, go
Yeah.
load up on gasoline and plywood.
Yeah, no sooner than you start burning off all that gas from last year, and you figured, I'm not going to need this.
Yeah. It's time to
Yeah,
go
that-
stock up again and, hit Home Depot and do what you got to
Well,
do.
I
Yeah.
mean, if you have all your batteries and all that other supplies, you should be okay. It's gasoline.
Right.
There are lines down here, even though the cone of doom, as I call it,
Yeah.
now has South Florida out of it. So it looks like right now you're almost in the middle of the bowling alley. So enjoy
Really?
the ride. Yeah.
We're right in the middle. They're right now. It's
It's-
still way too early to know.
Yeah. I mean, you're not going to know till Monday, Tuesday at the latest.
Mhm.
They've moved the track further north. It's supposed to, if it were stayed right down the middle, it would make landfall north of Tampa, maybe near Venice Beach. And it looks like it would go right across Jacksonville. So you may want to talk to Rusty
Mhm.
and see if there's going to be any boat bargains after this storm.
Well,
And
there's
then,
there's that, but he's probably prepping as well. He has to get the Jacksonville Marine dealership prepared. He's probably fielding tons of calls. It happens every time. First storm of the season, everybody freaks. As they
Yeah,
should. I mean, they kind of have to a certain extent, because it's a good time not to freak, but to make sure that you got everything in check for the storm season.
Yeah.
And hopefully, like you said, you've done this, before, and you're kind of already, prepared to a certain extent. It's just a matter of, of crossing some T's, dotting some I's, and making sure you get some maybe additional dock lines if you have them, or have a hurricane hole prepared
yeah.
for your vessel. And that's kind of what's going through everybody's head right now in Florida. If you have a boat, or matter of fact, doesn't matter if you have a boat. It's on the back of your mind that you make sure you got all your supplies right.
If you're in Key West, Florida right now, the Coast Guard captain of the port, for Key West, has set port condition whiskey for the port of Key West due to the expectations of sustained gale force winds of 25 miles an hour and gusts of up to 40 from Tropical Depression 9. Now that's changed since then. Now it's I think it's going to be a hurricane very soon.
Yeah, but right now it's number 9. Number 9.
No. This
number
was
9.
Yeah. No, it was number 9 when this report came out. It's now Ian.
It's now Ian.
Right.
Or Ian, depending on how you pronounce it.
I had read a comment somewhere mentioned something about whiskey down in the Key West, and he said he was going to be at conditioned whiskey over at Papa John.
Well, exactly. A lot of people are stocking up on booze for their hurricane party. Right.
Exactly.
But make sure you get your boat squared away first. I think we got Captain Patrick. He was a little delayed. Like I said, he had to throw a couple extra dock lines for the World of Boating Virtual Cruiser. Are we prepared for this storm, Patrick, or what?
What storm?
He's not concerned.
Great.
He's not concerned.
Oh, so you're just late. You have no excuse. Is that what you're saying?
Oh, no. I could go on a 45-minute diatribe about Zoom.
Oh.
Yeah.
I've got some choice words for Zoom.
Okay. Like Zoom,
I
Zoom?
can't say them on air.
But other four-letter words.
Very many.
Okay.
Very, very colorful adjectives.
Right.
I would like to
well, keep to yourself, I think is what you're trying to say. Is just keep them to yourself. So let's just
hit the button.
Let's divert and just talk about this storm situation. First storm of the season. Everybody kind of have his tendency to freak out a little bit, right, Patrick? Are you in that category? Are you all prepared, or you don't care, or what? What do you think?
It's not that I don't care. It's that if you live along the Atlantic coast, if you live along the Gulf Coast, this should not come as a surprise. You should already have a hurricane plan in place. And by hurricane plan, you should have a tropical storm, tropical depression, hurricane, tornado, typhoon, tsunami plan.
Just assume all hell's going to break loose at some point in your boating life, and you better be prepared. Yeah.
And if, like up in the Northeast and the upper Midwest, where they start hauling boats for the winter season, by the time boats are getting commissioned for spring, you've already got your date for your haul out as well. And if you don't, you're going to be sadly in trouble.
Right.
So when in this particular area, this region, your hurricane plan or your storm plan, let's say your storm plan, it should consist of several things if you haven't already discussed it. One should be if you got a vessel of size, if you're at a mooring at a dock and you want to have your boat, part of your plan is to have your boat taken out of the water and put on the hard and secured, you should have that already scheduled as part of your plan with the marina that you're at, because going to the dock master when the storm alert gets issued, you're going to be one of however many residents in that, not to mention the ones who already have their plan in place.
You're going to need a few extra Benjamins to grease the wheel a little bit.
Dock this is Thurston Howell III. Where can we put my yacht?
You're
Up your bum.
You're sadly going to be out of luck. And then if your plan is to take it inland, up a waterway somewhere, you better have a plan there as well.
Yeah.
Where are you going? Are you planning on just anchoring?
Well, I'll tell you, Mike the Mariner is not with us today because he is taking his vessel and preparing it accordingly. I don't know what his plan was. He did throw it out to the group right before. Barry said, well, yeah, you're running out of roof space. Just cut a hole in the roof. And then you... And he was like, yeah, wrong answer. But we'll get an update from him soon enough as well. Stay close to the World of Boating.
You're listening to the World of Boating Radio Network.
Hosting a radio show about scuba diving and boating is one of the best gigs on the planet. It's actually part of my job to check out and report on cool new products I personally use to enhance my diving and boating adventures. However, I do believe in sharing the joy, and this is why we've added Nanook protective hard cases to our list of products you can now purchase on the merchandise page at scubaradio.com. Nanook cases are designed to protect the most sensitive equipment in the harshest environments. Underwater photographers, listen up. From their high-impact NK7 resin to their exclusive Power Claw latches, Nanook has raised the bar for those of you that demand the best protection for your gear. Plus, Nanook protective cases cost less than similar products currently on the market. The company has been around for over 15 years, but it's new to the U.S., so we've made a small number of Nanook cases available exclusively for you at a special introductory price on the merchandise page at scubaradio.com. Go there now and check out Nanook, the evolution of protection.
Be an explorer in the other two-thirds of your world. Be the buddy who takes the kids in the aquarium instead of just to it. Be adventurous. Be amazed. Be a diver.
Even Keatley wasn't ready for me, or anything that followed. Chased by a police department, led by his ex-girlfriend, and hunted by brain fork-wielding Fijian assassins, it's everything he can do to keep from getting locked up, killed, or worse. Kava Screw is available as an ebook for $2.99 at Amazon.com. Kava Screw. Put a brain fork in him. He's done.
You have successfully navigated the Sea of Commerce and now are clear to cruise with the world of boating.
I do like the water.
The radio show devoted exclusively to the boating lifestyle.
The sun, the sea air, good friends.
Brought to you by worldofboating.com, your internet portal for the boating enthusiast.
Come on, Williams, what are you standing around for here? Get on board.
Get on board. Don't fret. Don't try to worry. Just get on board. I'll take you there. Just get on board. Don't worry about your destination. 'Cause I'll tell you where we're going when we get there.
This is the World of Boating. Greg, your first mate. Captain Patrick with us now, as well as Barry the Boater. So we kind of have, an able crew. I don't know if we still have enough, but it'll have to do. Because we got Mike the Mariner out prepping his boat. Captain Rusty is taking care of his dealership in Jacksonville and making sure they're prepared for tropical storm number 9. Which is going to be Hurricane Ian, it appears. After
Mike is part-time.
Okay.
Let's just face it.
Well, yeah, but we'll take whoever we can get. Part-time, full-time.
No, you will take whoever you can get. Barry and I have standards.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, we do.
All right. Well, that'd be a first.
The shirt and hat I'm wearing are red, but I look like a pumpkin today.
Is that why, just in case you get blown overboard, people will be able to, see
they'll
in
be
the
able
water?
to find my body, yeah.
No,
Okay.
they'll mistake Barry for a buoy. Wait, was it red right return or?
Well,
Yeah.
it's more like orange, I think.
He's a
I don't know.
buoy. No, he's kind of feminine. He's more of a girl.
No, he's more of a buoy.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
All right,
What-
Greg. So, in preparation for this storm, there are, 187 things that I'd like to go over in getting your boat ready.
Whoa. It's an hour show. We got time for 3.
Most important.
Yeah.
Let's negotiate. 187.
3. Go. What are
Damn
the
it.
top 3 according to Captain Patrick? If you're not totally prepared, what are the 3 things you should focus on to prepare for a major storm like we're looking at?
Wait. I have it. Ice, beer, and pizza.
Oh boy.
Wrong.
Ah.
Assuming that you have an insurance policy on your boat, because don't try to get one once the storm's been,
Yep.
because
No luck
you're
there.
you're out of luck.
Yep.
So check your dock lines, double up, triple up. Make sure that your boat is well secured. Do not tie the standard, I don't know how to tie a knot. But get your boat secured.
Okay.
That's probably the biggest thing. And for some people, when I would do it up in that actual area where Mike is at, I get the boat centered up in the slip itself. So an equal distance from the pier on the left, the pier on the right, take it off of the transom and kind of suspend it in that middle so it's not going to be banging up starboard side, port side, or transom into the dock and doing damage.
Yeah, and I
So-
know he was a little concerned about the tides, and because he only had like a 3-foot clearance from the roof of his
All right. Here-
dock
here-
or
yeah,
his
here's-
boat. What do you call
doesn't-
that thing?
He
Yeah.
doesn't have tide on that lake, on Lake Monroe.
Yeah,
What
but he
he'll ha-
yeah,
what
but he
he'll
has a roof over his boat. He has
I-
on a slip, and he said
I understand.
yeah.
He doesn't have to worry about that because if the winds get strong enough, that roof will be gone.
What?
It'll wind
Okay.
up that roof will wind up into land.
Yeah.
It's self-peeling.
Yeah, but he was like, I'm a little concerned I won't have enough clearance if the water goes up. And Barry says, just cut a hole in the roof.
Oh,
And then
it's easier
Patrick
that
just
way.
says,
Here-
don't even
here's
worry
the
about
thing.
the roof. It's going to blow away anyway.
All right, here's the water is not going to magically rise on Mike, because on the St. Johns River, the water flows in which direction, gentlemen?
Down the river?
One way or the other.
Wrong. It flows from the south to the north.
Okay.
So as the storm, if it was dumping rain down in South Florida, it would eventually, it's going to take days for it to find its way up. This storm is not going to malinger, over the state for days and dump buckets, and it's going to get wet, but that's not going to be. Plus, it's going to. It looks like it's going to be coming up the West Coast,
Right.
which is a little better for, in particular, because I know Greg is all about Mike. It's a much better for Mike and his yacht, but the water isn't going to magically rise in the space of a couple of hours. Okay, so he's probably more in danger of wind, the boat getting lifted, kicking up waves, because that's a fairly shallow lake, and possibly forcing the boat upwards. But again, that's where getting your boat properly secured, keeping it centered up in the slip, an equal distance from port to starboard, get the transom up off the dock, and double up, triple up your lines. Truly, you can have too many. The most I've done is tripled up on dock lines in the past. And
So-
Go
A
ahead,
question,
Barry.
though.
What?
A question, really quick. Does he have floating docks so that if there is some rises and falls with the waves, that
that is a floating dock out there at
Okay.
where he's at. So as it raises and drops, the boat is kind of gonna go with it. It's gonna look like a snake, if you will, moving as the water undulates and everything. But should be he's probably more in danger of wind damage than really anything else out in that area, and that's probably more because of the overhang. Second thing is any loose items. If you've got a bimini top, you've got isinglass, you got Strataglass, whatever it is set up, and this is on a boat that's big enough, obviously, make sure that you're taking all that stuff down. If you don't want to lose it, take it down. Sun pad cushions, deck chairs, anything like that. Get all the loose stuff stored properly. And then third thing is probably, your power source. Be prepared to be without power. So if you've got a smaller boat that maybe you don't have a generator, but you've got shore power hookup, just make sure that you've got adequate power source, maybe a couple spare batteries just in case, because if the rain starts dumping a lot of water, if the boat starts taking on water, bilge pump keeps up to a point where eventually the batteries that are on board are drained, then you're kind of SOL. So should be prepared for an alternate power source. And that would be my third thing.
Okay.
There's
Sounds
your three,
good.
Greg.
Yeah.
A little wind generator would help with that.
Yeah, it'll wind up into land with the roof of
It's-
Mike's Marina.
Now he could take care of the roof ahead of time by just clipping all the bolts now.
Yeah. All right. That was
And
worthless.
that's where his little
Barry, you're
skater
no
boat
help.
is gonna wind
not
up
helping
too.
anybody right now. But yeah, okay. I mean, all that stuff's pretty logical stuff. Hopefully you're not one of those last minute folks, but if you are, make sure you get on it. And even though we're dealing with this in Florida, this can affect anybody, anywhere, anytime, because storms pop up all around. Doesn't have to be a hurricane or a tropical storm; it'll get you. You should be putting these elements or have your emergency plan in place for your vessel, no matter where you are on this planet. So there you go.
Absolutely, because we do. If you looked at wow, the Earth from space, it looks so calm and serene. It's a pretty blue, and you come down. This is a violent planet, nature-wise.
Oh yeah, okay, that's one way to put it. All right, fan of golf and boating, we got a solution for you next. Stay close.
You're listening to the World of Boating Radio Network.
Traffic sucks, unless you're scuba diving with Mike Scott.
Mike glanced down at his dive computer. It showed less than 50 psi left in his tank. Probably just a few more breaths.
Or riding shotgun in a thrilling car chase.
One bullet hit the Jeep's windshield, spiderwebbing the passenger side. Mike shifted into second gear and felt the Jeep leap forward. This just got serious.
Escape your commute with audiobooks from author Eric Douglas. Download to your phone. Go to booksbyeric.com or audible.com.
Do you have a message or product you need to share with the boating world? Well, look no further than the World of Boating radio show. Just like you, thousands of boating enthusiasts are hearing this message, and we could be talking about you and your product or service as early as next Saturday. Remember, a terrible thing happens when you don't advertise. Nothing. Go to worldofboating.com, send us an email, and let's get to work to make your marketing message matter.
You have successfully navigated the Sea of Commerce and now are clear to cruise with the World of Boating.
I do like the water.
The radio show devoted exclusively to the boating lifestyle.
The sun, the sea air, good friends.
Brought to you by worldofboating.com, your internet portal for the boating enthusiast.
Guys, we have a situation. I broke the bathroom.
How the heck did you manage to do that?
We ran out of TP, so I had to use my shirt.
Ew.
Well, long story short, turns out that pipes on the boat are not BVT compatible.
It can handle tidal waves that the stories talk about, and it can weather any storm. Come aboard, we're going out.
This is the World of Boating. Greg, your first mate. Barry the boater. Captain Patrick rounding out the crew. All right, I think we're prepared for this Florida storm. Obviously, we'll have an update for you next week after things pass by, and we'll see what happens and see if indeed we were. We may have a different story to report, but we'll take it one day at a time. Other things in the news, however, if you are a fan of the movie Caddyshack, oh God, really? You know, it is funny. Barry the boater looks exactly like the little chipmunk or gopher when he sings like that. You can see this on YouTube, Facebook Live, and Twitch, and we apologize in advance when you do. But
all right, so just in time for the storm, Greg, based out of West Palm Beach, Florida, a Stuart-based yacht brokerage is selling a piece of cinematic history. Now, it was just a couple years we actually did a story on this boat. This is, of course, this 1979 60-foot striker that was seen in the classic, I wouldn't say it was a golf comedy, but maybe so.
Sure. Why, are you kidding me? Of course it's a golf comedy.
That was a great movie.
Yeah, classic.
It was a Rodney Dangerfield tour de force is what it was.
Mm-hmm.
It was really a boy meets girl. Boy thinks girl got pregnant.
What? What is wrong with you?
That was one of the many interloping stories.
All right, you guys are totally messing this up. Just talk about the boat.
The last time we talked about this boat, it was up for renting, like a Airbnb type thing where you could stay aboard
Yeah.
the very same boat that was used in the movie, and it is now up for sale.
How much?
It is.
You want the number? I'll let you do it.
Blah blah
Yeah,
blah.
ideally.
blah.
Oh, Barry already knows.
Yeah,
349,900, which is a steal, I think, for this boat.
Really? Why do you say this?
It just doesn't for a 60-foot boat. This is not that expensive.
Doesn't seem like
It doesn't seem. I don't know. It just for 60 foot's pretty big. It just doesn't seem that expensive.
Yeah. Well,
It's not, but you have to. I believe that you're going to find that this is a. I don't think that was a fiberglass hulled boat.
wooden.
I want to say that was a wood hulled boat.
Right. Might need some work.
And 1970. Well, it's probably been well maintained because it was used as a boat B&B type deal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But it's got some movie memorabilia. I don't think anything that was actually used in the movie, but it's got some Caddyshack
Posters.
posters
Right,
and some
as it
cutouts
should.
and
Yeah.
things like that. So that was actually, like for Jerry the Diver Guy, that's the boat.
That would have been it. He
Yeah.
could live on it.
Well,
and
it's
do
only
his
about
diving
300
and all
grand
that.
more than what he wanted to spend. That's the
Well,
problem.
He
Listen,
wants a luxury liner for a cheap
Right.
budget.
Yeah. I mean, how much would this go without the Caddyshack panache to it, you think?
$780,000.
Okay. So you're not going to answer the question. Do you have any idea? I mean, do you think they're tagging on at least, 50 to 100 grand just because of the novelty of it, wouldn't you think?
Absolutely not.
No?
I don't think. Here's the problem, Greg.
It's movie history.
Here's the problem. You're old, okay? Because you actually remember the movie.
What?
Most of the boat buying public out there, if you said Caddyshack, Bill Murray, Ted Knight, hey, remember that scene with Rodney Dangerfield driving that boat on the and he drops the anchor on Ted Knight's boat? They'd be like, Ted who? Rodney who?
Right.
No, I think you're way off base here, Patrick.
I am not, because
Yeah,
the fact
you
of
are.
the matter is memorabilia like that only has value. The value is dependent upon how much somebody is willing to pay for it. Because
Right.
when you get down to it, it's just a boat.
Right, but it
That's
was
it.
used in the golf comedy movie of all time. I mean,
Well,
golfers love that movie.
I thought that was Happy Gilmore.
If Rodney Dangerfield had signed the boat, maybe.
Well,
but I don't
there's
know.
a film clip of the boat
But again,
being
even
used
if
in the
all right,
movie.
Barry, even if Rodney Dangerfield signed that boat,
Right.
even if the whole cast signed that boat,
That would make it pretty cool.
but the value is dependent upon how much somebody is willing to pay for a perceived piece of movie memorabilia.
So we'll
And
see
I
if it
don't-
sells for 350 grand.
And I don't think that tacking on an extra 100,000 or 200,000 because it had a 30-second clip in a movie from 40 years ago is enough of a selling point for most people. And probably why they put it up for sale is because when they were using it as a boat B&B and, hey, stay aboard the same boat that was in Caddyshack, people were like, Caddy what?
Caddy who? Well, first of all, the name of the boat is called Seafood,
Mm-hmm.
which is just an odd name for a boat, and it has been tastefully updated throughout. So
Okay.
if you're interested in this boat,
So it's not even original. Look at that. They're trying to pass off it's been modified. Actually, they actually did. They put a hard top on top of that thing that wasn't in the actual movie. So it's already been altered.
Well,
anyway,
we'll wait and see if it sells for what they're asking. If it does,
And
but you don't know,
she
like
does
a
need
boat,
bottom paint though.
but a boat like that, if it didn't have that Caddyshack connection, how much do you think it would sell for? Do you have any
the
idea?
exact same amount of money that they've got it listed for.
You think
Again,
so?
Yes, I don't think they're asking any more for the boat because it was in a movie. I think they're using it as a
Promotional
as a hook
vehicle
to get the boat sold, to say, hey, to own a piece of, because again, it's a 1979. It's got some years on it, and depending on how well it's been maintained for actual use, going through the water and not being used as a hotel room.
Yeah.
But
if you put it out there and say, hey, look, the head you just used, Ted Knight, Bill Murray, all probably used the same one.
Probably didn't. Speaking of boats in Florida in preparation for the storm, down in Miami, Florida, Miami FLA,
Heard of this
they
place,
saw
yeah.
they saw the delivery of the first Technomar for Lamborghini 63 super yacht in North America. So the Lamborghini 63 super yacht has arrived in Miami, and this boat is worthy of the next James Bond movie.
Yeah. Looking pretty cool, huh?
Yeah, it is quite the thing.
How long? How big is this monster?
63 feet.
Okay, and so how much are they asking? Do you know?
Oh, there you go. How much are you asking? For 3 more feet? Yeah.
63 million.
3.5 million.
See?
3.5 million?
That's why I said the other
That's
boat's
all?
a good buy.
Really? So wait. So this is kind of like a Go Fast vessel type looking thing? Or, well, how would you describe it, Patrick?
This is two V12 2,000 horsepower engines.
Okay, so it's like a cigarette type vessel.
No.
Well,
Imagine a cigarette boat at 63 feet long,
right?
Designed for space travel.
Okay,
that's what you
it's a
got.
rocket on the water. Exactly.
But it's a yacht rocket. It's not like a cigarette boat where you've got one purpose, which is your stand-up bolster seats and holding on for dear life. This boat, you're going to hold on for dear life in style.
All right.
No, this is a pretty boat, but
it really is, and they're only making 63 of them. So they call it the Lamborghini 63. 1963 is also the founding year for Lamborghini.
Put your order in now. More coming up on the World of Boating.
You're listening to the World of Boating Radio Network. Successfully navigated the Sea of Commerce and now are clear to cruise with the World of Boating.
I do like the water.
The radio show devoted exclusively to the boating lifestyle.
The sun, the sea air, good friends.
Brought to you by worldofboating.com, your internet portal for the boating enthusiast.
Ryan, we've got to get on that ship. Attention passengers. The karaoke contest will begin in 5 minutes.
Okay, now we've really got to get on that ship.
Look at me, I'm ship-faced. I'm a nautical disgrace. Round these yachties, I'm out of place. I'm ship-faced.
This is the World of Boating. That's the Barefoot Man, by the way, from the Cayman Islands, if you're wondering. I love that tune. He really nails it. And I know he's had a time or two where he had to prep for a hurricane. Hopefully it isn't going to be that severe for us here in Florida this week. We'll find out. You'll hear all about it next week. But in the meantime, we got a few other news nuggets to share that kind of have a nautical theme to them. What else do we want to share with our passengers today, Patrick?
Well, first and foremost is all of these stories are available to be seen at worldofboating.com. So please check out our website. And of course, World of Boating on Facebook. The only Facebook page that Barry does not look at is World of Boating. But these stories that we talk about on Saturdays, these get posted throughout the week. And we look for the fun, the weird, and we try to stay away from the bad news, unless it's something of kind of safety interest, if you will. But out of Oregon, Jackson County, the Jackson County sheriffs this past week had to check on a lead about the owners of a mystery raft stranded on the Rogue River. And when I first saw this story, and if you want to check out this mystery raft, it could have been mistaken for that boat that Mike just bought.
What?
This is
That's
literally
mean.
This is 4 55-gallon plastic drums with a piece of wood between it. a homemade. Looks like there's a couple of oars, and there's a big wood box. And
It's just ridiculous.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe.
The boat manufacturing is such that people are resorting to extreme measures to get out on the water, apparently. And this is really not the way to do it. That thing is, I guess, if you were at 11, 12 years old and you had some friends and, hey, we're going to go and, we're going to make ourselves a little raft to go. All right. But this looks like definitely has some adult engineering to it. And don't do that. Don't do that. Also, out of Orange County, New York, a Orange County family says a rescue boat left them stranded in the Hudson River after having boat issues. Hugo Arroyo says he and his family were near the Newburgh Beacon Bridge when they contacted a towboat agency. I won't mention which one because I don't think it's of particular importance, really, for assistance. Now, according to Mr. Arroyo, he said, now what they don't say is, were they members of this towboat service or not? I'm going to say that they probably weren't.
Yeah.
So they contact towboat service. They come out, and the owners of the boat, Mr. Arroyo, said that they asked to be taken to a marina on the west side of the river, but instead were taken to
nerd.
That's what? Really? Is that what they said? Oh my gosh, that's harsh.
It's terrible.
But instead, they were taken to a marina on the east side. And
so they were still taken to a marina.
Right.
Okay.
Oh.
And it's really at the discretion, I think, at that point, especially if it's one that you just contracted with because your boat broke down, for them to get you safely to a location where, your boat can be looked at, or you can make arrangements to get your boat taken out of the water, what have you. So an argument ensued with the captain of the rescue boat, which left them stranded. So Mr. Arroyo asks, how could you leave a family in the middle of the river in the middle of the night with no help? Arroyo says a passing motorist, which I don't know if that was a motorist or a boater, saw them and contacted help. The towboat agency said in a statement that the safety, here's where, two sides to every story, the safety of the captain was threatened and law enforcement was enlisted to protect all parties involved. So, you just, listen, these towboat captains that come out at all hours and in all types of weather, almost akin to the Coast Guard, they come out to get you. If you're contracted already with them, you have a membership, they may still, depending upon the conditions, middle of the night, it's hard to navigate, what have you, might be looking to get you into the nearest safe harborage so as to keep you and your family safe and to keep them safe as well. There's no arguing with the towboat agency isn't going to get you the result. They're not automatically going to say, you know what? You're absolutely right, Mr. Arroyo. What was I thinking? The marina here on the east side, which is literally 50 yards away, let me take you to the one that's on the west side, and it's 5 miles upriver, because that'll be better for you. It's you have to trust that the towboat captains are doing what's in the best interest of you, your vessel, those on your vessel, and for their safety as well.
Well, and if you don't want them to do that, you better have plenty of green to grease the wheel in your favor.
Even at that, because I used to be in contact with one who owned Central Florida towboat agency, and he would tell me stories about some of these, and they would get downright angry, about, I want to be taken here, I want to be taken there, and it's like, here's what we're obligated to do. We're obligated to get you to the nearest safest harborage to make sure that your vessel, especially if you're taking on water or something like that. It's like, no, I want to go 6 miles, up the coast. Take me to where my boat trailer is. No, because we're probably not going to make it. Your boat's going to wind up, we're going to be dragging an anchor is what we're going to wind up doing.
Yeah, or it's going to cost you this much, and if they balk, like, okay, here, I'm going to drop you off right here. Simple as that. Problem solved.
So really
Conversation
what it comes down
done.
to is, it's when your boat's broken down, especially if it's late at night, and it's a stressful situation to begin with, but you have to put your faith and your trust in the people that are coming out to help you.
Don't lose your cool.
Don't lose your cool.
Absolutely.
Stay calm. It's just a boat. That's all it is, man.
I feel
just a
so
boat.
conflicted with Captain Patrick saying this, though. Just stay
Why?
calm.
Oh, he can stay calm until you do something wrong.
I know. That's what I'm saying. It's just weird hearing him say that. It's just like, okay.
Well, that's what Barry texts me. He's like, it's just Greg.
It's just Greg. Just
It's just Greg being Greg.
Breathe in,
Just-
breathe out.
It'll be over in an hour. The pain will be gone.
That's
Just-
right.
Yeah, breathe, Patrick.
Breathe in. Have a nice,
Breathe in,
nice
breathe
cup
out,
of
move
tea,
on.
green tea, and little jasmine,
Okay.
incense.
Yeah, you can feel the love. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that ain't what you're feeling.
Oh, hey now. Yeah. All right. Well, yeah, just keep your cool. And, if someone's giving you help, whether it's a towboat company or just a fellow boater, it just makes sense, to be super nice. You never bite the hand that feeds you. If they're trying to help you out, the last thing you want to do is piss them off. So it just sounds like Hugo
just cut the rope and let you go.
Yeah, it sounds like Hugo let his anger get the best of him or something, and then it just went downhill from there. But who knows? We'll see. Time will tell. But learn
Maybe it will. Maybe it
from
won't.
that. Yeah. Don't be that guy. Simple as that.
Do not be that guy.
Right. All right. And that's a fairly positive note to wrap up today's edition of the Big Show as we prepare for our first big Florida storm of the season. Will we make it through? Find out next week on The World of Boating. Till then, remember, whether it is sail or motor,
Life is better as a bird.
safe boating, everyone.
Avast there! Come back here, you barnacle-bitten swab!
World of Boating is brought to you by worldofboating.com, your internet portal for the boating enthusiast.
Any of this getting through to you, son?
World of Boating is a production of Overboard Entertainment Incorporated.
Computer standing by.
Remember, you can listen live or to archives of past shows worldwide over the internet at worldofboating.com.
Computers can do that?
So tell a friend and come aboard every week for the World of Boating.
This is so great. I can't wait. I'm getting goosebumps. Feel me. Feel me.
The radio show devoted exclusively to the boating lifestyle.
TTFN, ta-ta for now.
The opinions you just heard on The World of Boating are those of the hosts, callers, and guests. They are not necessarily those of any station or network, its management, or advertisers.
What are you being such a weenie for?
While on the water, your safety and the safety of many others depends on you. So boat smart and operate your vessel only after receiving the proper training and instruction for your area.
There is a fine line between genius and madness.
Have any questions or comments? Feel free to do so via the web at worldofboating.com.